All right, guys, welcome back to a very brief and quick video. Some of you guys are wondering, how's the phone been? It's been 24 hours, so I definitely want to give you a quick update. This is the Mi Mix, and I've been eagerly awaiting to get my hands on this phone. It's different using this day to day. This is a big phone, and I did use it day to day. But I've already found out a few things that I'm going to go ahead and be truthful about it, because some of you might want this phone for a daily driver, and you definitely can use it as a daily driver. Not saying that you can't. But for me, in my experience, I gave the phone to another person and told them to use it to make phone calls. And I'm jumping right in here, yes. I gave the phone to another person and said, hey, make a phone call with this. And they said, it sounds fantastic, because this phone doesn't have an earpiece. It uses the screen and it vibrates a motor to get the sound out to your ear. So that's, a different technology. So with that being said, when I use the phone holding it to my ear, I think it sounds horrible. So what I had to do was I had to employ using a Bluetooth headphone. And this phone is it's not that big to where it's not usable to hold to your ear. But in my experience, it's just that it sounds so bad for me to use this for phone calls, holding it to my ear. I just did not like it. And that's just me being truthful. But other than that, the phone meets all the requirements. I mean, it's got a very fast fingerprint reader, beautiful display, everything about it. I like it. But what I did was I just got this Bluetooth headphone right here. So I've just been testing it with this. I'm charging it now. I've been testing it with this Bluetooth headphone to make phone calls. I did it all yesterday, actually. I used that earpiece. Once I realized I didn't like this phone for holding it to my head for phone calls, I was pretty perturbed. And I thought, wow, this sounds horrible. But this is the unicorn, so this is definitely a must-have. However, if you're buying this phone, if you're a person who doesn't want to use a Bluetooth and you don't want to plug in the headphone jack, which I did use, I made phone calls plugged in and I made phone calls with Bluetooth. Obviously, plugging in sounds the best, and well, depending on what Bluetooth you have. That Bluetooth I'm using isn't the best sounding Bluetooth. I'll admit that. However, it did do better than just using it, holding it to my ear right here. So far in the last 24 hours of using this device, that's the only thing that I found that was extremely disappointing. I mean, I'm totally being honest. And also on speakerphone, depending on the caller, the speakerphone didn't sound great. So the best way that I'm going to use this device, because I've been using it for the last 24, like I said, and the best way that it's going to please me is to use it with a Bluetooth or plug-in. And I don't mind plugging in. So I do it all the time with this phone right here. I do it with all my phones. I plug it in a heartbeat. Bluetooth is probably my last resort for talking on the phone. But with this phone, I'm going to have to make it a priority, just like I had to make it a priority with this phone, with the fingerprint reader not being the best, and I'll keep missing it. So I decided to switch to the iris scanner. I'm totally comfortable making some adjustments. And this phone is totally, oh my gosh. For those that are wanting this phone, this is a fantastic device to have. Collector's item, nothing like it on the market. Total wow factor for me. Totally excited about it. Glad that I imported it in. Because I'm gonna be honest, my first initial thought was, oh my God, because I told you guys, I talk on the phone a lot. And I just work, business. Well, not really work. Kind of, sort of work. A fun work. But family members, that's my priority right there. I talk to family members for long, extended periods of time. I'm not the user that has 10,000 texts in 200 minutes. It's kind of the reverse. 10,000 minutes and maybe 1,500 texts or something like that. Emails, everything on this phone, phenomenal. The big screen, it just, oh man. I like that it has a pulsating LED light down at the bottom. And I did some camera samples. I'll post those today as well, hopefully, if I have time. But I had to get this 24-hour video out because some of you have been asking me, how's the phone been already? They were asking me that yesterday, and I hadn't even had it 24 hours yet. But I've had this phone for a day now, and I'm really excited. I like that it has double tap to wake. You can turn that feature on if you want to. There's a lot of pluses to this phone. There are so many themes in the theme store for this device. It's crazy. There are themes on this phone where the icons move. It is crazy, man. I just couldn't believe how nice this phone was. I got the 128 gig version because there's a limited edition 256 gig version of the white that's getting ready to drop. I don't know if you guys knew that, but the 256 gig white is going to drop, but it's going to be $1,000 easy. Sellers are already taking pre-orders and selling it for over $1,000, so that just won't be happening. I'm perfectly fine with this 128 gig, and I will definitely not run out of memory anytime soon. So I can say that if your expectations of a smartphone, if you don't, because obviously if you're buying this phone, you know that it's a big phone. And again, I think one of the biggest phones I have, let me see, let me grab another big phone here. Here's another big one. Let's give you some kind of example. It's definitely shorter than this beautiful device right here, but it's wider. So it appears to be, that it's a much bigger than what it really is. But what I can tell you though is this phone is definitely a collector's dream. It is a slippery phone, I'll admit, and it's not going to be something that you jump out there and just purchase not knowing some of these things. So I'm just trying to be honest with you and tell you that the phone definitely is slippery. The back has more grip than the sides though. See, that's the weird part. The back has more grip because this is ceramic. The entire body is ceramic. So the back, for some reason, has more grip. In my experience and my opinion, it has more grip than the sides, which is kind of weird. However, I've got something coming to fix that. And it'll be here in a little bit. So I've tested the cameras. Like I said, I will have camera samples up if they're not up right now. But be sure to look for some updates. I didn't buy this phone to do a full review on it, but because I'm using so many phones. This is just one of those phones that, man, when I saw it at CES in white, I fell in love with it. So I'm going to just chalk this up as a fantastic device with one flaw, in my opinion, that, my wife was like, that phone sounds great. She was listening to it. She made phone calls with it. And she said, it sounds fine to me. And, that's just what it is. So battery life, I know you guys might ask about that. So here's how my battery life's been. I've got 40% left. And I've got 5 hours and 20 minutes of screen on time. And I found that it's a little slower leaving certain applications. But let me see if I can find the usage here. How can I find? I'm still trying to figure out how to work this phone in a lot of ways. I'm trying to find the time on. Here we go. All right, so the theme that I have set definitely has this thing grayed out. As you can see, I was on mobile signal a lot. Let me see if I can change the theme real quick and show you. Okay, so I changed it back to a white theme here. You can see I've been on the charge. It looks like 22 hours and 20 minutes so far. So I guess right under a day, right at a day. But I've definitely been using this bad boy, and I gotta tell you, it's an impressive device. Like I said, the only flaw, for me, it's a major flaw, but not a major flaw to where I'm saying, I'm getting ready to put this on Swappa, because I know this phone holds a lot of value still. And it'll just be one of those phones that you get it, you collect it, you keep it, you use it every now and then, and that's just what it is. So a lot, in the other video that I posted, real quick before I get out of here, the other video that I posted, the unboxing video, so many people, all I got to tell you is watch the video. If you can, have some patience, watch the video prior to commenting, because a lot of the questions, the main question is, does this work on T-Mobile LTE? And I clearly state that in the video. Yes, it works on T-Mobile LTE. I said that, I showed the signal, everything. So guys, watch the videos, because that is how you can find out what you want to know. The phone definitely works on T-Mobile LTE. And some people were saying no band 12, right? Well, not having band 12, just remember when band 12 didn't exist. Everybody's service was fantastic. Band 12 is only if you need to penetrate really big buildings like hospitals and things like that. And that's where it comes in handy. So other than that one thing right there, which I've basically resolved with using a Bluetooth or plugging in, the phone is fantastic. I haven't found anything that I dislike about this phone at all. The slipperiness is a little, it's kind of annoying at times. But other than the phone call situation, which is why I wanted to make this video, this phone is great, guys. And I definitely, if you're a collector or you want something that's going to be appealing and exciting, and a full screen on this thing is crazy when watching videos, this is the phone you should pick up. So I'd recommend it at this point. I'm just giving a warning about the phone calls. It's your man Jay Will. I'm out, and I'll see you in the next one.